Axente, AI lead responsible at PwC. Thank you very much for joining us today at Cambridge Tech Week. We're delighted that you're going to be speaking later this afternoon and contributing on our key subject of AI, which of course is very, very important to Cambridge, but is so topical right now across the UK and the world. So before we talk about AI, I'm just interested in your feedback from Cambridge Tech Week so far. We've had sort of half a day, so how have you found it so far?
Thank you for having me. It's exciting to be surrounded by the people in the Cambridge area. They have a bit of a reputation being the Silicon Valley of the UK. So when you step in events organized in Cambridge, you expect to have that enthusiasm, the buzz, the passion, the innovation, the diversity of thinking. And it hasn't disappointed so far. So I'm hoping that our panel will contribute, because I've already heard voices saying, I'm so looking forward to the session on AI later this afternoon. So hopefully we'll be able to contribute to that discussion. But a very good start of the week, I would say. So
great.
Keep it up.
Well, thank you. And the AI discussion is going to be one of the highlights, of course. There's been so much controversy recently. We've known about AI for quite some time, but I think the release of ChatGPT has now made this technology, this capability open to so many more people to play with. One of the questions that's been coming up is, following this famous letter, is should we put a pause on AI for 6 months? What's your thinking on that?
One of the signatory of the letter is Joshua Bengio, a respected scientist and engineer in the field. In fact, he was awarded the Turing Award alongside Geoffrey Hinton and another father of AI. He said that the moment we are now, it's not so much a technical revolution, because indeed the technical advances have been happening in the background for a while, but it's more of a social revolution, because suddenly we have ChatGPT in hands of hundreds of millions of people that can see firsthand what this technology can do in human hands. If up to this moment, the AI we've been used was part of shopping experience, Google search, in social media, now suddenly we are not at the receiving end of AI, we are the creators of new content. And you can see people playing with it and creating amazing images that surprise themselves, images that they are not able to recognize or distinct if it's a human creation or a machine creation. Or in the knowledge business, how much people have been quite creative in how to use it. But in the same time, we knew in our field, the responsible and ethical AI, that there are some implications, some strings attached to this technology. So there should be a time when we need to pause and reflect. And while my position is probably it's going to be quite difficult to impose a moratorium, especially on technology advancements and on research, what we actually need to be doing is proceeding ahead with caution and being able to be in the known of the implication we can map at the moment with technology in various contexts, in education, in health, in transport, or in the wider other domains of the society, and being able to have the safeguards. Because otherwise, we will be in a position to see firsthand those harms, and we might not be equipped to handle them.
And how do you think those safeguards could be put in place?
There's a variety of intervention. A lot of people are rightfully calling for governments to step up, and some governments have been doing fantastic work. Our government here in UK has just released an AI regulation framework that looks of creating a bit of a governance models at different level for AI technologies. In Europe, we are awaiting towards the end of the year the first ever law on AI, the AI Act. The administration in US have started to assemble working groups and issued a number of initiatives to make sure the safeguards in place, but that might not be enough. I think we need all eyes on deck. We need developers, we need business alike as policymakers, but also activists and regular users to be on the look on where cases where AI could malfunction or could deliver outcome that could be biased or could be discriminatory. So we need to make sure that we have this understanding in society about the potential, but also the risk associated with AI, to make sure that there are more eyes monitoring the technology rather than just relying on one intervention or another.
Well, I suspect the speed with which governments typically move is going to be completely bypassed by the speed with which this technology is moving. So getting the whole ecosystem, the whole community involved in some way, it sounds like a sensible thing to do.
Yes, it's really important. The governments knew that one of their limitations is the speed of their intervention. But even so, I think we can find ways to be on top of AI in general as a phenomenon, and making sure that there is a degree of responsibility, both individual and organizational level, that act as guardrails.
Yeah, very true. Now, I'm interested in PwC because I saw on the internet, on the social media, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that PwC announced that it will spend $1 billion on AI over the next, I think, 3 years. Yes. Can you tell me a little bit about where your company's thinking about using AI in your business?
Certainly. The announcement came at the right time to say that we understand as a business, having worked with the technology for a while, including generative AI, that we see its potential and we see its disruption for businesses like ours. So we need to start prepare ourselves, not just through the perspective of having the right infrastructure and the right develop the right solution to the problems our businesses will encounter and our clients, but make sure that our colleagues have the right skills in order to be working with this technology. And part of this investment will go towards upskilling, which is consistent with our long-standing global program on upskilling that we've had running for a few years now. That so all our colleagues coming from legacy business lines, we're still a professional services company. A lot of our colleagues will be working in audit and accounting. So it's really important for us to make sure that our colleagues have a good basis of digital skills, so that when new technology will come, we'll be able to iterate and innovate together. And that gives us the confidence that when we will look at how to embed generative AI in our processes, it's going to be a core design exercise rather than doing it to people. And I think that's probably one of the most important messages we have out there, is that when you have a technology like AI, that will come after many jobs. And we've been talking about job augmentation, job replacement, by automation and AI. How do you make sure that this is done with the human at the center, to make sure that human-centric design principles are applied when we digitize, and make sure that even in the extreme case where some of the jobs will need to be replaced fully by the machine, there will be alternatives for the people and no one is left behind.
Yes, very, very good point there. And we've heard already today, we're only halfway through the first day of this conference, and I think I must have heard the word talent and skills many, many times, almost every presentation, every panel. What's your advice for your clients on how they should prepare for absorbing, using AI and upskilling and providing the right talent base in the workforce?
When we started working on AI, or when I started working on AI about 6 years ago, my boss gave it the mission to go and explore what should be our position as professional services player into the world of AI, knowing that we are neither a technology company, but in the same time, we serve a large number of big players in society. And through this exploration, we come to a point to understand that no matter how exciting technology is, there's always strings attached. And being able to have this understanding, a different level of organization. So what is artificial intelligence? What are the technology that are labeled as such? What are the limitations, but also the possibility? And being able to assemble task forces and groups of experts that are able to bring different perspectives, it's a very good start. And then the next level will be to say, how do we take this technology and align it with our goals, our business goals, but also with our values. And from there, gradually embark into an AI transformation. How do we gradually, with different speeds, integrate this technology in current processes, or we are braver and we disrupt the way we operate using AI? Because it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. The fact that we've had the letter and various others, famous researchers or business people calling for a pause has done its trick, meaning that it has planted a seed in many decision makers that are probably a bit more cautious now on how fast they're running to incorporate generative AI in their processes. And with that, the ability to plan its journey and make sure that we understand at each step what are the implications is the best advice we've ever given to our clients, and it's the best advice we apply to ourselves. And it's hard. I get it. I watch my colleagues and they get so enthusiastic about this technology, and then they describe how they use it both in their day-to-day job but also in their private life. And sometimes I feel like I'm there to rain the party, to rain on their parade, because they keep on saying, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? I feel like once the enthusiasm will curb and more people will get more of a balanced approach, we'll proceed with a clearer head.
Okay. Well, Maria, I'm very much looking forward to your panel discussion this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us at Cambridge Tech Week, and thank you for PwC for supporting us as a major headline sponsor.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.